How you doing? So what you all doing?
So what about baby? I'm sorry, we're getting started a little bit late because I had to set up the video. So y'all know the video is rolling. We are live right now on YouTube. And after the meeting, you can keep it posted on Facebook. So if you want to review the beautiful stuff we say here today, you can. All the previous meetings are on YouTube as well. So welcome. Thank you for coming today. Reverend, you want to start us with a prayer?
This day, bless us all day long. May we come together in unity and love. Bless this meeting tonight.
Amen. All right, let's start off with our guest speakers.
Good evening. How y'all doing? I'm passing out these secure your home, your car, your belongings. It's got two sides to it. So over that, there may be some suggestions there that may be helpful for you all. And we just want to make the neighborhood safe. And I want to introduce Chief This is our new Chief Over Patrol. So he's coming to our meetings. He and I have worked together for many years. And so we want to get to know everybody in the neighborhood. I get calls from Mr. Little from time to time on any issues that you all have, and we're here to address any of those. Crime in Jackson, last week we ended up 30. This time last year was 38, so it was a small reduction. We had 11 felony arrests, which were normal. We arrested some people for auto theft and auto burglary and some other warrants and such. So there's all, and then we'll take questions or any concerns y'all may have in your neighborhood, so we can write them down and address any issues you may have.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening. First of all, let's just say this: I can see some things decent and important. We open up with a prayer. Matthew 18:20 simply says, "If we 2 or 3 gather my name, I'll be in the midst." And I like the setting. I like what I see. When you got comfortable people in the room that come together, sometimes we agree to disagree, but when we leave the room, we should listen to them. So our neighborhood will get together like you all are doing. So we're already off to a good start. But my role as Deputy Chief of Patrol Operations, I I would like to reduce crime in Jackson, youth violence, gun violence. Stick with those things would be good, And while doing this, we want to practice the non-violence. We got too much violence going on in the city of Jackson right now. We see a lot of our youth, well, I say youth, a lot of them dropping out of school, don't know where they can go, GED. And we have to tell them. Since interim chief James Davis has been in office, we've re-implemented our crime plan. We have Crime Stop, Crime Prevention, which will be corporate service. He'll be coming around to the neighborhood, passing out different brochures. And what he does is kind of restore the yard of the month. You know, so if you got that neighbor that might be rent property in your neighborhood, they see you with a yard of the month sign, then that's the kind of sign you might need to cut your grass and things of that nature. Also, we're looking at everything with office places and shelters. We just went to a street over Cohee Street, and we visited with an elderly female. I'm talking about the assistant chief, the chief, deputy chief. We wanted to make sure she had a place to stay the way her residents look, and she really appreciated the police department coming out. What we're doing with all our commanders and lieutenants, we're doing what we call knock and talk. Knock on a different resident in the area and getting feedback. If there's a disconnected community and the police officer, that's why we're here tonight. We're here to reconnect. If there's something broken, we're here to fix it. A lot of people say they don't see the police officer in the neighborhood. Well, that's what we need to know. So we can make sure they're rolling and patrolling in the neighborhood. Now, we're going to be talking to citizens, apartment managers, different churches, because you know who the ones in your neighborhood, if it's drug dealers, a house burglar, or what's going on, you know that, and we need to know that information. You know, if you see something, say something. You need to know it. That's the problem with people now going in your, you know, we don't need your name, we just need your information. That's all we need. We also have a partnership with Public Safety Partnership, and this ATF, DEA, FBI, and what this does is, if you see these individuals get in and out of jail, and you wonder, how did you just get out of jail? Well, we'll use a convicted felon in possession of firearms, okay? We'll let ATF handle that. That way they don't have to worry about the system being bad if they would adopt their case. So that's a good thing. And some things we got that be coming out in September. Each precinct will be getting 10 new cars. Also, we have a new recruit class coming out. That should be in the middle of September. We're running a lot of different details called Operation Safety. So if you see these officers out in your neighborhood doing checkpoint, we just want to be visible. It's called community policing, getting involved. We got other training going on, ethical police training. Ethical police is courageous. That's what you teach these officers how to be professional force. Different training going on. So we're doing everything that we can within the Jackson Police Department. We're extending our hand to the community, and we want you to extend your hand back. So if there's anything that we can do in Precinct 4 with the Jackson Police Department to help you in your neighborhood, just give us a call. And I give you my cell phone number, that's 601. Two, 3, 3. Any questions? Anybody have any questions? Yes, sir.
My question is, I live on Act.
Yes, sir.
Not on my, not where I live there, but back on the east side, late at night, people shooting guns up in some city and air, but sometimes people may be traveling in their car. Bullet may hit them, you know. It starts along like 1 and 2 o'clock at night.
Have you called it in, sir? Did you call it in?
No, I'm in bed, I ain't here.
Well, see, you hear? Yeah.
I can hear.
Yeah. Oh, if you could call it in, we can send a beat off to ride over there.
You know, a lot of times, you know, even sometimes late, early in the evening, police do come back and forth. But you know, you got kids traveling, coming out the door, and bullet may hit them, you know?
Well, we can do a direct patrol in a particular area. That'll be on our Charlotte ship on the last shift. We'll make sure that they come through during that time, 1 a.m. to 2 a.m. 20 hours, sir. Yes, sir. 601 502 6233. Deputy Chief Harris.
Tell me your first name.
Tiny, Tiny. I think she liked it. Yeah, she been messing with me. Is this the real name? Yes, sir.
I have a question. Almost like a revolving door. If you look at the crime, the way Mr. Jackson, a lot of same people from over again. If you just stop there, you probably drop. Just with about 40% or more.
Yeah,
but how you work with the judges, I mean, the Pharisees, I know it's a little different, but I stayed there 42 years with them. A lot, you don't have to work with them, just the people, and family members, student buddies.
Yes, we're arrested off, but they do have to set a bond, and once they bond out.
Like I said, you can rest all day.
Yeah. Yeah, people say Jackson got a lot of crime. You look at
not a whole lot.
59
over.
59 homicide, but we have a 66.2 solvability rate, meaning about 40 of those crimes have been solved, 19 unsolved. The crimes that we are having, these are people that know each other. You know, we're not having random shootings like you see in other states that going on the campaign. Normally, these are individuals who know whether it's cousin, whether it's friend, drug dealers, gone bad, things like that. So, you know, those are the most problems that we are having while we have that homicide rate. But for the house burglary, they make good arrests, and also that we have, they have to recover a lot of surveillance. They have to do photo lineup, and we have witnesses, but a lot of times they don't want to come out, or if we come, they don't want to pick out the lineup. So we as citizens, we got to do our part as well. We got to do our part as well. So.
Chief, I am my one. Last half precinct, I will say, we started off with a couple of issues, but it has been resolved. And a lot of the members reach out to me, Mr. Wilson, Mr. President, about issues that they have with vagrants and things of that sort. And it's minimized, they exterminated, so to speak. So often, a lot of morning jobs I see the officers often patrolling the area. So we just want you all to continue that. We commend you for your to me on challenging weakness of whether it's something simple as just having a gathering with you all. We want to do that because we understand that it's a noble position to take and that it's financial rewarding as it should be. So I want to thank you.
Well, I really appreciate it.
Community supporters have y'all brought food to the precinct, y'all done things for us, and I truly appreciate that. The officers do too. That's why we're here. If there's any problems, anything that's lacking, we need to know it. And it's not sometimes easy to just call the precinct and talk to us. And that's why we give out our numbers. And we want to be present here, address any issues we have, and try to resolve them. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. We work on it until we do. Does anybody else have anything they would like to ask? Any problems or anything we can address? Thank y'all for having me.
I do want to tell them one thing before they run off.
Yes,
I'm Milton Anderson, the president of the college that you're in right here. And we appreciate you. You have some wonderful officers, and two in particular, that area. And the crime rate in this area has gone down because of their presence. And we always make this a stop place, so if they can use the bathroom. I know this sounds corny. They need to use the bathroom or just want some coffee. They know to stop. Good, but they do a great job, just like everybody has said, and we appreciate that. So we want you guys to feel comfortable also, which is not always the case coming in the area. So, and if you ever need some extra money, that guy in the corner. Plenty extra money for all things. So, thank you guys.
Good to know.
Yes.
Thank
you. I'm Milton Anderson.
We just, the RPNA wanted to present you with a certificate of appreciation for all you've done with us all you've done for us over the years.
That's kind of hard around here. She's laughing at me.
There, I know there, excuse me, there, I know. Very fast, you gotta go. You know, you wanna get a picture.
Thank
you all.
All right.
Thank you so much.
One more round of applause, guys.
Oh, they were tough because you were coming in, that's what.
I thought you were leaving.
All right. Thank you, guys. Have a great day. So much you too. All right.
All right, so do we have any new members today? Minutes.
Okay, did everyone get the minutes? Everyone have a copy? Matthew, okay?
Yeah. Madison Roberts.
Just calm down, take some deep breaths.
Did you bring the water?
But he didn't get the water nor the candy, so that's the issue. We have to talk offline about that.
All right.
Okay, guys.
All right. Bridgewood Park Neighborhood Association minutes, July 17th, 2018. Minutes called to order by President Lawrence Raven, prayer Reverend Clayton, guest speakers, Virginia College President Milton Anderson presented a plaque to the John Graves family. Police Chief James Davis states he is committed to service, Operation Safe Street, building relationships. Hines Community Sheriff Department Kenny Bryant discussed human traffic division in the narcotic unit neighborhood watch classes. He gave us this number. New numbers were none. Recap of last minutes, motion accepted. Financial report, Larry Little, $6,263.87. Motion accepted. Bridgewood Park neighborhood dues, $30 semi-annually, $60 annually. Old business, carried the motion about giving a year memorial scholarship, memorial in John Graves. I don't know what happened to that. This was the end. Yard of the month, Reverend Joe and Suzette May, 120 Kristen Court. New business, try to get a teenager to be the secretary, and that's not just any moments of reflection by members, and that went over really well. I wish you had been here. We had a good time. June birthdays, Lynn was on the 5th, Reverend Clayton was on the 25th, and then Vincent was on the 11th. President did not have any remarks. Vice President remarks, donation from Domino Pizza to fix potholes, $5,000 fixing 28 potholes. Councilman Ashby Foote meeting was 7/16/18. Voiced the RPNA needs. Lee Freeman is a member at large. And the quote we took home with us was, if you want to be successful on the highest level, you must be successful on the lowest level. And Larry Little brought that to us. Sick and shut in and bereavement. Mr. Simon Butler is in the hospital. And he's out now. He's going recovering healing. He's out now, but at the time of this, he was still in the hospital. Door prizes and 35 prayer. I don't know if you did the prayer or the like the prayer. Somebody did. No, Ken, you know what Ken did? Yeah, Ken did. Okay, right. The secretary was on.
We'll nominate you.
Respectfully submitted by Stella Harris, RPNA acting secretary. And I would like to add, I don't have it on the minutes, but we did redo the certificate. Mr. about his wife, the resolution, and he did get that. I took it to him, so he said that has been resolved. I know y'all was worried about it, but it's been resolved. Okay, so he does have it. Thank you.
So do I have a motion to accept the minutes?
Yes,
Exactly.
second, and I most of respect acting as.
You got- you can-
Well, we have the motion and a second to accept the minutes as read. All in favor? All opposed? All right, motion is carried. We accept the minutes as read. Now I need our illustrious treasurer.
I'm sorry, I have correspondence. Okay. This is to Larry Little. Dear Larry, yesterday I met, and this is coming from Reverend Pete. Y'all remember Dr. Reverend Pete? He spits hype. Yesterday I met a dealer's employee in the men's department from Yazoo City. I don't recall her last name, but her first name is Essie. I mentioned that I had a good neighbor in Yazoo City whose name is Larry Little. She said, I know Larry and Larry's family. He comes from a good family. As you know, the acorn does not fall far from the tree. I told her about the good you do as the best member and treasurer of our neighborhood association. She said, that sounds like Larry. Essie lives in Madison. It was a joy to meet and visit with her. We talked a little about age. I said that I was too old to be out shopping. She said she was 64 years old today. I thank God for people like you, Christians who make a difference, and people like Essie. God bless you and Jennifer, your neighbor, Reverend Pete. Let's give him a hand. That was very nice. And then we have during a time like this, we realize how much our family and friends really mean to us. Your expressions of sympathy will always be remembered. And this is coming from Mr. Samuel Butler on Penrose. Okay, lastly, I have our, here, let's see. The lesson taught at this point by human experience is simply this, that the man who will get up will be helped up, and the man who will not get up will be allowed to stay down. Personal independence is a virtue, and it is the soul out of which comes the sturdiest manhood. But there can be no independence without a large share of self-dependence. And this virtue cannot be bestowed. It must be developed from within. And this quote comes from Frederick Douglass. Thank you.
All right, now on to the financial report, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. The last report was $6,263.87. With a deposit of $105, gave us a total of $6,368.87. Out of the month, $25, gave us a total of $6,343.87. United States Postal $50, it was $6,293.87. Fruit basket, $18.88. Grand total of $6,274.89. $6,274.89. Thank you.
Do I have a motion to accept the financial report as read? Do I have a second? All right, I have a motion and second. All in favor of accepting the financial report as? All opposed? All right, we accept the financial report. A reminder, our dues, you know, if they're due, $30 semi-annually, that's for 6 months, and $60 annually. Please pay Larry. You can pay online at rpnajackson.com through PayPal. Either way is fine. But if you do pay online, there is a small fee that covers the cost of listing and stuff. Let's see. Old business. Right. Okay. I guess I don't try to get a secretary to be a teenager to be a secretary.
That's it.
Guys, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but could that be considered community service for like people that have to get community service hours for high school or
College.
yeah, college? So I mean, if you know somebody that's out there that's like, hey, that's complaining about it, they could get their community service hours this way. And I mean, it's not a super difficult, right? It's not something. I mean, it's not easy, but it's not something that's going to take up their time so they can't study for school, right?
It won't take their time. They can still study for school.
Yeah, see. Yeah. So I mean, like this is an opportunity to study. So if you know that would be interested in that kind of thing. Look great on a resume for college, get your community service hours, hang out with people, get your voice heard. I mean, like, if I could have been a part of a community like this when I was growing up, I would have been out there. It's like, hey, what can we do to replace these sidewalks? Because I about break my neck every time I ride my bicycle outside. You know, it'd be something so that, you know, we need to instill in the younger generation, like, a responsibility, like, or not a responsibility, but the idea that they are responsible for their community just as much as they are. I try, when I take her out walking in the mornings, I try to get her to pick up trash. Sometimes it's a battle, and I pick it up because you got to pick them. But like, still, like, she'll grow up and she'll know it's like, hey, when you're outside walking, pick up trash when you see it. You don't just walk by it and go, oh man, the neighbor's going to crack. You know, and well, I mean, she would need one like that long. Anyways, so let's try to find someone. So Stella doesn't have to be a one that's every time that she's acting secretary. She will act as secretary. Yes, yes, indeed. But anyways, it's a good opportunity for someone that would like that kind of opportunity. Let's try to fill it. And any other old business? Let's see. Any new business? Well, okay, well, our vice president will talk about it during his remarks in a minute. Okay. Any other new business?
Yes, we need to start preparing for our Christmas parties. Yes. We need to think about a date and a place.
Okay. Any, let's get out a calendar and one. Yeah.
I volunteer to do the meeting.
All right. There we go. Write that down so you can't back out later. You know, he's
He always
gonna.
does.
You never know what comes up. He's kicking himself. Looking at this. And do we usually do it on a Saturday in December? Is that right?
Yeah.
So we got the 1st, the 8th, and the 15th, because anytime after that's going to be too close to Christmas, I think. So, I mean, we usually try to do the first weekend in December, but that's the 1st. With everybody? Okay.
Good birthday.
My
Your birthday?
It's my birthday weekend.
So it could be a Christmas party and Stella's birthday. Everybody has to bring a dirty Santa and a present for Stella.
Hey.
And then she's going to be secretary for a lot longer.
Agree with that?
Okay, I'll bring the present.
Okay, we were talking about the 1st, but it might be Stella's birthday. So.
That's also the City of Jackson Christmas parade, so I
Okay.
don't know.
Oh, that's not correct.
So the 8th. Any objections to the 8th?
It's gonna be way too That's second.
The second weekend. Yeah, because Saturday and the 1st is the first one. So right now, we're going to do 10th, 5th, the 8th. Larry's got a call, or somebody's got to call and see if they're available that day. And since the 1st is out, so 8th is first choice, 15th is second choice, yes? Okay, so 8th, and we'll let y'all know at the next meeting whether or not, I'm assuming we're going to be at the same venue, the
Yeah,
hotel.
did we do it on a Friday before too? Did we?
Yeah, but
Saturday?
that was a long.
I know, but if we can get this Saturday.
We went Friday, right?
Yeah, we might, have- you know,
Okay,
sometimes
well,
we need an alternate date.
If you can't find the 8th, see if they're available the 7th or the 15th, or the 14th or 15th, like just see when they're available, and then we can choose the next meeting.
Okay.
All right, so 8th is tentative Christmas party. Is there anything else we need to decide right now? I mean,
8th or the 15th.
national,
That's October.
October what?
Is that the first Tuesday, City of Jackson, Miss, Tish?
That's Saturday. First Tuesday, October,
First Tuesday of October?
October 2nd.
Is that when the national out? So.
No, it's not.
Oh, it's our party that's on.
Right.
So Evie's birthday is National Night Out.
Oh, so October the
So
2nd.
y'all gonna bring presents?
So we'll have cakes.
We'll bring cake. She'll be 4th, so.
Saturday, you said October 2nd, right?
October 2nd is gonna be National Night Out. And then, do we need to talk about who's doing what for what, or what we're planning on having that day? It'll be at your house, and we'll talk Is it still gonna be at your house? Okay. And then- I don't.
No.
We have it at
What's your
Larry's house.
address on the?
I think I get the park.
Mr. President, can we back up just a little bit?
Yeah.
We have National Night Out for October the 2nd at Office House. Then we have Christmas party. Can we 7, 8, or 15, or 15, no, 3?
That's what he said.
But he had said the 14th, and I definitely want to be there. And I got a on the 14th.
Okay, so 7, 8, or 15.
7, 8, or 15, yeah. Okay, thank you.
And 8th is, if it's 8.
8th
available,
is first choice.
And if 8th is not available, see if those other 2 dates are available on the side. Does that make sense?
Yeah, we do.
Cool.
Thank you.
All right, and so what time is our Christmas party?
Usually,
6 p.m. 6:30?
It's not 6 or 6:30.
6:30, okay, 6:30, we've got this many people here at 6:30.
6:30 to what? 6?
6:30 until, so everybody leaves.
What winos are like.
So 6 or 6:30?
6:30,
6:30 to 10.
yeah, so, and then times National Night Out. Let's just get these
Basically, it's
times.
the same time.
6:30?
That's right, 5:30, I thought 6, 5:30 or 6.
What do you mean, from 6 to 8?
6
6
to
to 8,
Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you. All right.
November 3rd.
All right. Any other events coming up that we need to start planning out now? We've got National Night Out, Christmas party, that's our 2 in the fall.
Oh, for our Christmas party, I think we should invite the police. Well, we're gonna have it at first. We got to
At the
place.
hotel. Same venue.
Then we invite 2.
Like 2 police officers.
I'm just saying 2. I think y'all just other people, y'all appreciate it. Yeah. Y'all want people.
He's better for everything to him.
Well, I mean, and we.
Because they used
police,
to,
everybody else.
sheriff used to come. Tyrone Davis was. Tyrone Lewis.
All right, so,
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He's thinking about radio.
You turn them back to me.
all right, so, we got about 30 minutes left. Arthur, so as far as logistics go, like the community planning or something, like you'll get that together, like as far as what we need, you said it's pretty much set for this stuff, so. Okay, and make sure to copy me on that so I can come if I'm in town. Because I mean, I wanted to be part of those meetings. I don't know if you've had any since the last time I was at, but I do want to try to be part of it.
Mr. President.
Yes.
I have a suggestion. For one of these events, can we just do hot dogs and hamburgers, chips and a drink? Let's stop bringing all that food, y'all. It's too much food. It's too hot. It's too much food. We need so simple, so we can serve a whole bunch of people. We don't care who all come. Hot dogs, hamburgers, a chip, and a drink.
And so like instead of cover dish.
And all that comes, we have more people to come. People tired of bringing a couple of dishes of chicken. And we just eat too much.
So people, so okay, if we're gonna do this, like, is it something like we'll invite people to come and then they sign up and bring chips or hot dogs, or is it something that the
association can do one of them. We can do at least one of them when you can bring all that food.
Well,
One of them.
the association usually covers Christmas though, right?
Oh, yeah, they cover Christmas.
Yeah, so you're talking about between National Night and then the Jackie cover dish? I said, because they're called right now the Jackie cover dish.
Right, so we have that, we have, yeah.
Those are the parties.
So for the National Night Out, let's try it and see
How
how
about a
it
wedding
does.
roast provided by the association? Treasurer? How does that
Did you want to
sound?
get a chance to talk about it in the
Okay.
next meeting?
Okay,
Since he's the,
is that, okay, so.
We can have that.
So does this, let's open it up to the floor first. Hey, guys, so this went out, and how do y'all feel about just like a cookout provided by the association, like hot dogs, hamburgers, chips, drinks? Simple, easy, no cover dish.
The smell of charcoal bring people out of the house.
All right, so
Diabetic, you're born water, you're gonna have bread, you're gonna have bread. Lots of sugar.
We'll have Diet Coke and light beer for you.
We could do a salad,
You watch your dress.
watch it dress. But those diabetics ate all that fried chicken and all that other stuff, they were still
And
eating.
potato salad.
You starve, whatever.
So,
Yeah.
okay, so this sounds like a good idea. You guys know anybody
Yes.
like have a bad idea? Okay.
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion that we do a simple hideout menu. Hamburgers, hot dogs, chips.
Provided by the. And before we make a motion and second it, like, let's talk
Okay.
to Arthur, because he's in charge of this stuff. How's that sound to you, bud? Because this is.
Well, let's do it to Arthur then. I'll table my motion.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You gotta stop talking to you.
I'm gonna talk about the grill. That's the biggest thing right there. Who's on the grill? Take it all day. Because normally when we set up, we done it for prep.
What? Okay,
I mean, it's a
so
simple thing. I mean, it's not a big deal.
what, before, let me finish, I was about to say something, so, what my, I know we talked about phone and stuff, but what the restaurant did, that I just went to my restaurant's party, we used to try to barbecue, but now instead we just we cook them all in advance and put them in dishes, warm, keep them warm in the thing. And so it's not like someone's out there all day cooking to order for somebody that's there. It's pre-prep, and that's just a solution that we could look into for this too. I can ask who they buy the hot burgers and hot dogs, because the food for our last thing came in these big pans and they just put them out, and that was it. And it was like there was no cooking there. Okay.
Now, there are, I don't remember whether it's US Foods, but one of these companies sells cases of burgers that are pre-cooked. And one of my organizations that I was with, what we would do is we would get those, have just a barbecue pit there with some coals going, so everybody could smell the coals. Had a big pot of Lipton onion soup, burgers in there, get them heated up in the onion soup, and then just throw them on the fire and kind of put a little grill on, for 30 seconds on the fire. Flip it over and then put it on and then.
Okay. Well, this sounds like something to look into at least. So we'll bring it back to the body, the next meeting, what we've decided, or what we've researched and decided. We have a month to figure it out. I think that might be the best thing. Any other arguments with that? Like, let's move on. Perfect. All right. So let's make sure we got 20 minutes left. All right. Any other old business we need to talk about?
What about the potholes? There's some checking on potholes, but they look, I still W Georgia. Yeah, plantation and all of, we speak out those potholes.
All right. So our vice president said he's going to talk about that a little bit during his
Oh, okay.
remarks as well. So we're
I'll
going
take the
to
next question.
yeah. Anything else, guys? Like he'll whisper in my ear if he's going to talk about it. So I'm not trying to say stuff's not like. Yes.
Ms. Sanders is here from the city of Jackson. She might want to come up.
Oh, yes. Would you like to speak to the body?
Sure. I keep on forgetting now.
Oh, yeah, and you are on film.
Yeah.
I heard you stand there. So don't promise us all $1 million.
No,
Mayor.
Good evening, Keisha Sanders, Officer of the Mayor, Department of Constituent Services. So, I have the interlocal agreements, street repaving list. There have been 59 streets that have been identified and agreed and signed upon that will be paved throughout the city of Jackson. There were 11 interlocal agreements signed prior to this. These interlocal agreements being passed, I believe. So these are some of the streets. So if you'd like to take one and pass it back.
Interlocal, what that mean?
This is an interlocal agreement between the county and the city of Jackson. So these streets that are being paved are streets that were submitted to your board, your supervisor, your county. And then based on the calls and the concerns that they received, that's how this list was created. So we were not responsible for the selection of these streets. We have about $5 million that has been set aside to do paving throughout the city based on city funds. Those will be potholes, repaving, as well as utility funds. There are some streets that I know people probably feel are in desperate need of being. So we got to do some repairs of some water pipes and water mains need to be replaced under the streets before we actually go in and repave those streets. So those are some of the projects that we have coming up. We also have received $5,000 from Domino's, pave some streets. So we'll start paving streets with that money mid-September. There's some legal contractual stuff that we have to do before we can start paving the streets. We will not be painting potholes in Domino's. Some of them might get painted like that just for their marketing and branding, but we are going to be doing that. I think it's going to cover about 48 to 50, mid-50 range of potholes. We can make it get a bigger bang for our buck, but we're still trying to work through that. Are there any stop signs? I heard something stop signs. So,
I'll talk about it. I think you can sustain it to that.
So, you want me to go first or you want to go? Okay, so the stop signs that have been removed are the final phase of the traffic calming project with the speed bumps. So I know when we were first laying the speed bumps, like you might have a speed bump, then you have a stop sign. So that's why the stop signs, so they're gonna be used as roll throughs, so the people, the stop on the side have not been removed. Now in some subdivisions, some stop signs were removed that weren't supposed to be removed, so they were replaced today. So that's what that is. It's the final phase of the traffic calming project with the stop being placed.
So it's like four-way stops became two-way stops?
Yeah, some of the four-way stops became two-way stops. So, I mean, there's several of them throughout the neighborhood. So it's just a learning curve and just having to get used to it, because I know on my block, we have one too.
What is the distance from the place where the stop sign was placed to where that speed bump is? What's the distance? Is there a distance?
It's like about, it's nothing greater than,
Exception of plantation.
with the exception of plantation.
Okay, but that's,
Right,
Yeah.
so yeah, that's our issue.
Okay.
Traffic.
So if there is an issue that you feel needs to be addressed, we have been out in the field with one of our engineers, so I can have them look at it. Plantation and what?
Medallion. Several people.
That's my concern was, I didn't realize, you see what you expect to see? When you go in and make that turn, you go into Medallion, you think the person's gonna stop. And, man, I was
I think
Burnt Creek is a little bit more easy, considering they put the speed bump right where the stop sign was. So Medallion plantation.
exactly.
I'll talk about it tomorrow. So that's where we are with that. Well, some people are used to it, but I don't.
25 years.
That's how folks pay the stop sign. That's already how they've done.
Stop sign, Dad.
So I'll have those checked. There's a couple upcoming events. National Night Out is Tuesday, October 2nd. We have our 9/11 service, which is Tuesday, September 11th. We will be doing 2 different projects because we're going to try to incorporate JPS into the project. So we're going to be making care packages for our veterans, as well as we're going to be doing a couple projects for our police officers and firemen. So there'll be some more information coming out of that. Mind, Body, and Soul Health Fair is Saturday, September 15th. We're going to have a 5K race at 8 a.m. and then the actual event will be from 10 to 2 at the Convention Center. And we are trying something new. Mayor Lamula is doing a youth services initiative. So we are going to start some programs and activities for our youth. So we're bringing back the Mayor's Youth Council. So if you have any youth that would like to be involved between the ages of 9 to 12, you can get in contact with me and I can issue an application. But we'll have some other activities as well that we're going to be rolling out. But to kind of support some of those activities, we are going to be having a citywide spade tournament Saturday, September 22nd. And citywide spade
Like
cars. And so Saturday, September 22nd, and it's going to be at Grove Park Community Center, and it will be $50 per team, but all of the proceeds are going to go to start to support some of our youth service that we're going to be rolling out. So we would love to see you there.
the one about September.
That's our Mind, Body, and Soul Health. We have 5K at 8 a.m. and then we actually have the health fair itself from 10 to 2.
What day?
Saturday. Oh, is that you?
Yeah, that's me.
Oh, okay.
Let me get actually this other information. Y'all don't need anything.
All right. And that's all I have because you guys monitor time really well. So I'm not going to get booted off the stage. So here is a save the date for National Night. If there's any questions, you can give me a call.
One question.
Yes.
So y'all didn't have any input on the street?
No.
Supervisor.
If it's 10 years, get it
Well,
done.
once the city had nothing to do with those elections.
Believe me, all these streets without working out.
We want to get out on time. We gotta get through the
Oh, extra.
All right, so, yard this month is, Mr. and Mrs. Porter Ross at 1207 Greenbrier Street. Are they here today? Nope. All right, so, that's their address, so, congratulations to them. And then, do we have August birthdays? Quite a few. All right, so let's start at the back and come towards the front. I know Leslie is August.
Oh, Keisha, Monday, August 27th. August 24th.
August 24th.
August 24th.
10th. 12. 12.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the second. And I'm the 28th.
Man, we're in August Association.
Yeah.
All right, so happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. All right, so, our Vice President wants to talk a little bit.
All right, make this real brief. 1320 Wind Road, there's a lot of grass growing up in that area. Whoever lives in the 1300. They cut it. All right, because we were planning to go cut it. Me and Mr. Little and I was planning to go cut it very soon. When I drive by in the morning, we noticed that it had grown, and the neighbor next to me paying to get it for a long period of time. So we were going to take the initiative to go out and do it, because every house on that block is beautiful and managed here. And that stuff got like a sort of get our reputation. So great. I'm not sure who did it, but I'll find out.
Does somebody?
No.
Okay. All right. He did. Gotcha.
We got some.
On the 1200 block of Plantation Boulevard, I want to apologize to our neighbors in that area. There was a contractor that was at a house in the area that dumped all the material after he finished the job and left it at the side of the road, obviously. And I went by that house and spoke. There's renters there, and they said the contractor left it there, but they've been there for a couple of weeks. And I did speak with the owner, and she told me that she thought somebody would want it. But it was old carpet, all type of stuff that was out there. So we reached out to her, and she obliged. She got someone to come pick it up the next morning, and we asked her not to ever do that again. And she promised not to ever do it again. All right. Picking up, hey, please remember the Adopt a Street campaign that we have going on. We want to continue that, keep it clean as possible. We ask everyone, if you can adopt a street, adopt a block. And so if you're just doing a house in front of you and the two houses next to you, keep paper up. That makes it beautiful. This is a signal that we want more homeowners, renters, and we want everybody to be unified in that effort. I will be submitting something to the board soon, and providing about our updates on our traffic device, our traffic signs in the community. We're going to make bring them up to date and make them look better. And they're going to be similar to the ones on the other end of Plantation Boulevard. I have to change the color a little bit because, as I understand it, Mr. What's his last name? Robert Lee said we have a federal code we can't use anymore because they have to be visible at night. But there is a company in Florida that we're working to get. We've got quotes from that has something similar to that. But it can't be black anymore because people visibility issues. And we're also working with a company to install that is a 3-month plan that I have developed, and I'll submit it to you all soon. In addition, during the meeting with Councilman Ashley Phillips talked about getting a community center for this area because we are blessed for, as Mr. President came in earlier, to let us use this area. Right. So if you can find something, I don't get it. Turn it in, sure.
So I would recommendation to you to find a home,
Yes.
and turn it into a community center. There are some programs and some funding that is available to do that. But as far as, I hope you didn't say anything about building anything.
No,
Oh,
didn't say anything about building.
We don't have the
No.
money to do that.
Right. So
But yes, there are some, I would suggest lean towards finding a home that's foreclosed, reverted in tax property, something like that.
yeah. And the stop sign, obviously, and our phones blowing up about it. A lot about Fern Creek, the plantation of medallions. Lord, I think so many calls about plantation medallions. We have spoken with Mr. Robert Lee about it. He's supposed to be coming out, and that's the city engineer. I apologize, city engineer. As I understand it, your research, this is not a reflection of this administration. This is the previous administration when we worked with this project. Right. So, but there was an amendment done on April 18th, but that was for the revision of the speed bumps, which we had complaints in the beginning. Remember, we said people just going right over them, so they had to come back out and survey them, obviously, to increase those. So up to staff to make sure people aren't bottoming out when they go over. So removing the stop signs is part of that common issue. There is a common traffic initiative, there's a common project committee, as I'm researching the website. And as I understand, it was supposed to be a public holding before the decision was made. I don't remember being contacted about this years ago. I don't know,
So I'm on the traffic calming committee. So there really isn't a meeting. Everything is done through petitions. So as you move through the process, you have to have, I think it's like 70% of signature in your neighborhood. But the traffic calming committee, to get this project done, I have been serving on it since 2011. So I think these projects in this part of Jackson were finalized and voted and approved on in like 2013. So it's been an ongoing process. So, but there was no actual like public notice or meeting. It was all done through petitions. So whoever initiated the actual ask for the traffic calming device, they were responsible for collecting them. So it's like 30 at one time, then it would move up. But to be automatically approved and voted on, you had to have at least 70% of the signatures in the neighborhood that was going to be approved.
So we are basically asking for them to evaluate medallions on specific. Right there's Stone Prepping on one side and JPS on the other side. And I'm telling you, I live right down that block. And I tell you, those people don't slow down. They don't play, especially in the morning when they're going to work. They may look like nice neighbors, but they eat gas. And they got a long stretch from, you got about 50 feet in front of, planted in front of Medallion, and they have to pass Pepper Ridge, but it's the first speed bump they're going to get into. By the time they can drag race. It's like a quarter race for them. Now, the city did come out and shade something right there in the center, but I'm not sure if they're going to put speed bumps right there or whatever they're going to put right there. But we just need to know what's going on. But we appreciate you all. Thank you.
I have one of the things.
Well, we're gonna do it.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Sorry. I was going in on that. All right. So, President's remarks. We got like 2 minutes till we get out. One thing I'm gonna say is we're still gonna do the moments. That's what Stella was worried about. But I asked if we can move to the end so that we can end on a positive note. Also, give us something to talk about while the door prizes are being handed out and everything. One more thing, guys. I know a lot of times since I've been part of this neighborhood association, it's only been 3, almost 4 years because we've been here exactly as long as Evie's been around because we worked in the house the same day she was born. But anyways, like I see a lot of great big ideas that we want to do, and Ken has been really awesome lately, like really being the force behind them. I mean, he says my name, but it's all him. I mean, I know he tries to help, he tries to pass it off, but he's blushing right now. But anyways, don't forget like the small things matter too, like his neighborhood cleanup, that kind of thing. Like I saw, I don't know if I read or saw it, but there was something that really stuck out to me that I heard the last couple of weeks that was like, you don't have to always take gigantic steps. You can take little steps. You just have to make sure they're in the right direction. And that's what we need to do. We need to make sure everything we do is moving in the right direction. And so you see the trash on the street, you can make that choice right there. You can pick it up or you can leave it. And it's a tiny thing, bend over, pick that trash up. But if you pick it up, that's the right direction. You leave it there, that's the wrong one. And every step we take in the wrong direction makes us have to take a bigger step to get back on track. So that's all I'm gonna say. And I'm just as guilty of that. I mean, everybody just drive by my house, you see my yard, you know I'm guilty of not taking that small step. But anyways, so that's to everybody, including myself. And that's where I'm gonna stop at. We have an acknowledgement of sick and shut-ins.
Mr. Drummer, back surgery. My drummer.
Did it go well, or do we know?
I don't know, he texted me, I didn't know the information that I needed. He said he would not be at the meeting today because of back surgery.
Okay, let's keep him in our prayers.
Bob Plantation.
Yes, Sam.
Miss Maxwell is fresh, she's in the hospital, she is alone.
Okay, so Mr. Drummond and Mrs. Maxwell. Anybody else we need to think about? Okay. Now we're gonna do door prizes. Select door prizes. And so I was thinking, like, the door prizes, we're always ready to go, and then there's door prizes, and we're kind of waiting on it. So we'll do the door prizes kind of silently, I think. We'll pick some, pass them out while we do our moments. That way we can have something that we're doing constructively while the door prizes are happening. So who do we want to take door prizes today, Larry?
Let's say, hey, come up for a minute. I don't see Philip.
You'll need to get the sign in from her. Okay, so while Larry and Faith take care of the door prizes, we're gonna, does anybody have anything? Let me remind everybody. So the moments is just where members reflect for 5-10 seconds on something positive that happened in the neighborhood. We're really focusing on positive right now. We don't want sarcasm. We don't want negatives. We don't want, you know, that kind of stuff. We want reasons that we're happy to be part of our neighborhood. And so is Diane over here to start. So,
Okay, this week, I think 2 people came up to me, and they're not here tonight, but they said they appreciate all the good work Ken is doing on the internet. They said they're not making the meetings, but they are reading what he's putting on there, and they really love it. So that's kudos to Ken.
Who's next?
I just want to acknowledge, Calvin, set up in the back. Calvin Chambers on Green Drive. That's my street. And look here, this is a hard-working man. Y'all need to go by his house. He's concerned about his neighbors. He's concerned about the neighborhood. This guy does so much. Stop by. He's on Green Drive, corner of Green Drive and Madad. Calvin, thanks for doing it. Thanks for doing it. And I want to welcome this guy back. So he's been gone for a while.
Yeah, welcome back. We never really left the meetings. Oh, so everybody got it.
Anybody that has something?
Well, I'm happy to be in the neighborhood. So, like I said, growing up, I didn't have this. So thank you all for being like a big family. All right.
I'd like to be a part of the association again, but I have something to say about the youth. We keep talking about the youth, you know, young folks, but it's somebody talked to Larry about maybe we could do something. Realistically, I mean, the youth folks do we have in the neighborhood? You know, as far as bring them out, maybe on the street corner, so, you know, have some special film on bring to get to come out and we can talk to our youth people.
And like just not trying to toot my own horn, but like when I go walking with her, like if I see anybody under the age of 18, I'm the creepy old white guy that's like, well, hey, how are you doing? You live here? You should come to our neighborhood association meeting. And I do that to everybody, but like the kids always feel creepy, but then I just put a smile on my face and say hi. But yes, exactly. I mean, that's a very good point. And it's something we've been trying to implement for a while. So yeah. Would you like to spearhead the youth initiative? That'd be great. I think things like we have a group for youth, right? But we don't have anybody that's really like spearheading it. So I mean, if not trying to put you on the spot, you can think about anybody that wants to be our youth outreach. That'd be amazing. So that's something to think about. Anything else like people are positive about the neighborhood?
The other day when I was picking up paper on Plantation Boulevard, I seen a father out there with 2 or 3 sons. And then he had them picking up trash, picking up leaves. And there was a positive. I said, try to look in that was great. Let us know we got something better for the future.
I don't want to take up time, but I just think we have some great neighbors in this organization. And I'm going through a few little things at my house, getting some repairs. And Lee has fed me 2 times dinner. His lovely wife, Tina. So I just appreciate him so much for inviting me to dinner. For anything, my stomach is all torn up. That's true. That's about that chicken. But I just appreciate that so much. So I feel like that on the side, you know. Oh. So I know that there are other members of the organization gonna be.
I bring some hot dogs.
All right, so anybody else has a positive?
I had a problem, I think that Larry came out information that he wants to put some tires, refrigerators, you know, things like that the city had for you. Larry, I don't know what, Larry got this thing, I got that pamphlet, and you can call it tires, refrigerators, anything you think of just about stuff.
Paint cans?
Paint.
No.
No, no, about paint.
No.
But most of the other things, you call them and they will come pick it up. And when we sit on the street, they'll.
You have to take the paint.
Yeah, you're
Yeah, like
anything
which is like a
solid.
It's all like that, yes. Any of
It's
the
a hazard.
Okay. The second garbage day.
Anything else, guys? The positive? No snarkiness from the top?
Highway across the street.
All right.
At the end of that.
You gotta be thankful for confidence sometimes. Anything else? Anybody else? All right, are we done with door prizes? Beautiful.
I'm so glad that I found these minutes, because I had lost them, because I've been packing and moving stuff. And so I found your minutes, and I was able to type your minutes up, and you had minutes today. Thank you.
One correction, his birthday is July the 5th. He had June, but it's month behind.
What I have?
July the 5th. It was July birthday.
I have a June, this show was July.
Yeah, that's all.
That's all. All right. Where?
We was at the thing, Sandra, the flag that she knows. Back in that flag.
All right. Anything else, guys? All right. So, Reverend, will you take?
We thanks a lot for this occasion tonight. We actually come together. We want to thank everyone. Amen.
Thank you. And guys, does that feel okay? Like doing the moment at the end? Is that cool?
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay, good. Good. Thank you.